You guys do like introductions.
Episode 15.
All right, Chase Dionisio, how are you doing, my friend?
Doing well, doing
What's
well.
your last
Is
name?
this thing on?
Yeah,
Okay.
I said it right?
Yeah,
Chase Dionisio.
Dionisio.
Yeah, you got to make sure you say that,
fix
Dionisio.
Yeah. How are you boys doing? It's been a minute.
Dude, yeah. Last
Everybody
time I saw you was like 4th of July at the beach.
Yeah, 4th of July. Oh yeah, at Secrets.
Yeah,
That
at
was a great
Secrets.
time.
That was a good
'Cause
time.
we were hounding you to come.
Yeah, I was like fighting Goku and didn't want to go out.
Yeah, I just called
We all
this.
have those moments. You know?
Dude, I literally thought about it recently. It's just not my preferred way to live. That's all.
Yeah,
I like,
I'm completely understanding of that.
you know, like, I don't know. I would be happy to meet the boys at the beach and stuff and do that, but I just don't really like going out much. Or if I do, I want to go home really early, and I didn't want to do that.
I don't
to
blame
anyone
you.
there,
I think
know?
especially like bar life, like that whole like scene. It's like, do you want to be 99%?
I mean, I guess you can think about it like that too, but I don't.
Wait, that's a whole. Like, wait, let's chill. Let's chill.
Nah, dude, no, that's
Pod
valid.
just started.
I think it's
It's
fine.
valid.
I think it's fine, but to me, it's just like, I don't know, bro. I enjoy getting a good night's rest and waking up early and like going about
literally.
my stuff. I'm happy doing that. Like, it's not like I'd be happy to go out to the boys and like go to the boardwalk, grab a drink there, you know, whatever. But, like,
Right.
I love doing that stuff too. I mean, I think there's a place.
It's
for
why
it
we
all.
go out and get like all you can eat sometimes.
Yeah, that's
like
I
a
love
good
that.
alternative.
I
Like,
love
that's
all
honestly
you
the
can
best
eat.
alternative.
Or like something else I want to do with the boys is like a bonfire.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I'd be so happy to have a bonfire, like hang out
That'd
and
be
talk.
lit, yeah.
It's more quiet. It's actually an environment we can talk instead of like 9 out of 10s walking by and you're just like distracted
or like
and
4
like
to 10.
lusting. Yeah, we're just like talking about like, I don't know, we're drinking. It's all just like
I just want to talk to my boys and
There's,
like
like,
just
brain
enjoy the
cancer
moment,
everywhere, you
man.
know?
Like I don't want to be like worrying about like
I
some
think,
idiots
yeah.
fighting on the
Yeah.
street or like some girls. Like I just want to talk
Dude,
and like
that night going
pick your
out was
brains.
like the worst idea ever, dude, because there's mad traffic. It's like Ocean City. What was July 4th?
That was pretty fun, actually.
I'm not saying it wasn't fun, but I'm saying
Yeah.
that's like havoc.
Oh,
if you're
for
a person
you,
who wants to
yeah.
have like emotional stability and like a peaceful night, like I've had times where I used to love to like crash out and like have a crazy night and like black out and do something stupid and wake up like with hickeys in like some place I don't even know where I am in like DC. Like I had that time, you know, but I guess right now I'm just not. I just like peace, bro. I like emotional peace.
Yeah, I think like what people are trying to get at by like going out is just checking that social box. Like you were saying, you enjoy
Yeah,
doing the all you
yeah.
can eat, but that's what like all humans like crave, that social need.
Dude,
And then
that's
you can
the
take
thing.
it a step further by like ruining your next day and blacking out.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a need for it, and that I feel like for me recently, I honestly haven't met that social need, and I'm not gonna lie and say I have. I've kind of been living like solo warrior mode right now,
Yeah.
but that's what jiu-jitsu used to do for me.
Dude, yeah, I was
It
about
my
to say, I
social
feel like
need.
these people don't have like maybe social activities. So like there's social activities like going out to the bar, but like there's other
so many
activities
other
they could
activities,
do,
yeah,
like
for sure.
jiu-jitsu or like I don't know, pickleball, tennis,
Book
club, chess club.
hot yoga.
I mean,
you know?
I think nowadays it's becoming like harder and harder to do those social activities without drugs and alcohol.
Yeah.
Because people are getting
good point,
so kind of checked out in the social realm of things. Like, dude, everything's just like zombify. You're on your phone.
I mean, people can't even like look at you without just like going on their phone every like
Yeah.
minute.
Dude, that's the sad
society's
thing,
kind
man.
of fallen.
I've met a lot. I'm not even. Yeah, I'll play straight. I've met a lot of girls who just never stopped going on their phone.
Dude,
I've even met
yeah.
some guys too, I guess. But you know, like it sucks if you're in an emotional relationship with someone and they can't stop going on their phone. I'm like, all right, bro, you don't even
Right.
care about me. Like, if I'm hanging out with at uni, we're both engaged in what we're doing. We're not going on our
good.
phones. But there's a lot of people who you'll hang out with them and they're like, I can't stop. I'm sorry. And I'm like, bro, like, what do you mean you can't
Yeah.
stop? Like,
It
you
is
should-
like a disease.
If you care enough for someone, you can stop anything too. It's like known, man. That's how people stop smoking cigarettes when they're about to die. They're like, oh, you're gonna get cancer and die. Oh, I'll stop because I want to be there for my son. You know, if you really care about someone, you'll stop these bad habits for them.
Right.
It's huge, but
Even in like a spiritual sense, like your phone is not like the devil, but like people will say in like Christianity, like the phone can be a gateway for the devil to come into your life
Definitely,
because like
definitely.
it leads to so many things, like you looking at pornography or you like losing time with your relationship with Christ or like your family or anything, just because you're so consumed by your phone and like the things you're looking at, it starts like influencing the way you think. Like maybe you start like chasing lust more, or like drugs or like alcohol, gambling, whatever, because like you're just looking at all these things. So like the phone isn't necessarily itself like the devil or bad, but it can lead to, you know, these different avenues of
Right.
bad stuff.
There was a lawsuit against Meta that in the recent years, 14-year-olds were exposed to nudity like 10x faster than
Dude,
ever.
what?
Dude, yeah, and they're like teaching in schools too, like the curriculum, like so soon. They're talking about like
There's a lot of-
like sex changes young. They talk
of
about
bad
that and
the
like
unicorn. I don't know what you know what I'm talking about. That
What?
it's like, dude, there's a picture. What's it called? It's
unicorn?
like the gender unicorn. You ever
I have
seen
no
that?
idea
What the
what you're
fuck is
talking
that?
Dude, whatever. You guys gotta look
All
it
right,
up after.
let's talk
But
about this.
anyway, it's interesting. Just look up the gender unicorn. if you
Wait,
guys
so
kids.
Chase, what's like your thoughts on like AI meta? Because you're like, I mean, you're an engineer and you're
Yeah.
big. I mean,
I
you've
think
been
I
an
have a lot
AI
of opinions
guy.
on AI.
Yeah, what's your thoughts?
I think like, well, society's gonna change completely. Like
There already
what it
is,
mean-
right?
Yeah, it's already changing. But like, what it means to like be a employee is gonna completely change once these like ASIs, which is artificial superintelligence. It's like the next step past these like normal language models like ChatGPT and Claude. Once artificial superintelligence is able to like work 100 times the speed of like the everyday individual, and they're just outsourcing tasks. Like, say I'm a CEO and you guys are both like engineers for my company. I'll just make a capital investment for an AI for however much it costs, maybe $50,000 a year. If both your salaries are like six figures, I get rid of you guys, outsource to this. Now you guys, engineers, which is like what we think to be like a high skill, like
Yeah.
get paid well, they're out of a job. And this is going to happen on like extremely large scales. And
That's kinda terrifying, though.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
Yeah, I feel like there still is a dude. That's why I'm glad I'm actually like I've stayed in physical fitness forever, because there's always gonna be a market for like
Right.
being
You
physically
can't-
healthy.
That's what.
can't
That's what.
replace
it.
Yeah, that's
You
like
can't-
what. That's what's like gonna set people apart. Not necessarily fitness, but there's gonna
Yeah.
be something other than skills. Because what set people apart 10 years ago, it was like, are you able to code? Are you good at finances? Because these are the high paying jobs.
Yeah.
Now we have AI, which can do all of this 10 times better than you. It's just very confusing.
It's kind of crazy. It's in a way like just hearing that. It's like taking us back to our roots in a way. Because like back then, like before technology, what separated like men, like the
Right,
guy who was in
right.
shape who could like go lift steel and like build some shit for his family because there was no technology, and so
Right.
like you had to be kind of physically fit. You couldn't be just like some 300-pound guy, because I don't even
Yeah.
know if those guys really existed back then, unless you
definitely.
were like some emperor.
Yeah, dude, that's interesting. There's something I was gonna say, but I forgot about it. Whatever, it might come back later. It was about what were we talking about before this?
Like gender unicorn.
Yeah, I was about to say, please don't reference that.
Oh, AI.
No, right before we talk about unicorns.
I thought we were talking about AI.
Going out?
Oh fuck, man, I don't know. Whatever. Let's talk about something else. Whatever. So, Chase, you have been you ran a half marathon.
I did.
Dude, yeah, that was great, man.
I
was
appreciate it.
keeping like track of your training. Like you were really running hard.
Appreciate it. Yeah. I had no prior running knowledge, running
Experience.
ability, experience. But post grad, I'm one of those guys, like I need to be checking the personal development boxes as well as career. But like I feel like I always need some sort of kind of goal besides maybe what's gonna make me money. So I was like, hey, half marathon, it's a good goal. It's very attainable out of college. So I kind of went after that. And the endurance thing, I mean, you're a big endurance athlete, it gives you a high. And it,
Dude,
like,
it's so
keeps you
addicting,
wanting
right?
more. Yeah, it keeps you wanting more. So then I accomplished that, and then I had some buddies like Yin, my buddy Alan, they
Yeah,
did half
good guys.
Ironmans. So it was like where to go. I'm not going to go to the full marathon immediately, because that thing I heard is a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
to
Yin
train
just
for.
ran the Marine Corps
Yeah, right.
today.
Have you run a full?
Yeah, I did the Marine Corps
Oh, you
last
did the
year.
Full, okay.
And I have one next week, Ocean City.
Oh, you're doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Garrett's doing
Me and
that.
Garrett.
Hell yeah.
Better
That'll
be
fun. That'll
competing.
fun.
No, yeah, it's lit. But no, I remember you told me, because Chase, for the audience, they don't know, we all live together, all
Yeah.
three of us and some other kids. But I remember you told me, you're like, yeah, like I do want to get into running.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, maybe he's gonna do it, maybe not. But I respect it, because you actually did get into it, and now you run consistently, and you did a half marathon, and like, I mean, the fact that you're doing a half Ironman is ballsy, and I respect that a lot, because that's.
It's nerve-wracking.
Dude, yeah, I would be really, really nervous, because you're still balancing a full-time job. It's really hard.
Right.
Social media, family life,
Yeah.
love life, maybe. I don't know, like
No.
everything. There's a lot of things we're balancing as like young
No,
guys.
for
so
real. I think the
it's-
most
I
important thing at
respect
this
that.
age is to do that. And
Yeah.
I know you both are doing it too. Like, you can't be like one-faceted. You have to have like multiple sides
Yeah, I'm like
to you.
testing the different.
Yeah,
domains.
this is the age where you need to just go to balls to the wall, take risks that could send you under. Because I'm like a huge believer. Well, it's not something you believe in. It's something that's like concrete facts and true. Is as you get older, you just assume more responsibility, which is like time, money, effort, like all these things they dwindle down through age. So like, for example, we're all like at the prime age, post-grad, where you do take these risks. But like once you get a girlfriend, there's time and money. Once you get a family, there's more time, more money, more effort. Like it just keeps getting thinner and thinner. So I think we're at the position where you just got to go all out. And if you see people that aren't doing that,
well, it's because a lot of people are like naturally they set it up so that they go accustomed into a 9 to 5, so that they like go from a scheduled life into another scheduled life.
Right.
Right now, you know, I'm in that phase, and I know Fox is working 9 to 5 right now too. He's still trying to fit in time for his things, but yeah, I'm 100% agree with that. Taking risks before, that's why I'm like, man, if I decide to make a decision to go back to school, that's going to be it. You know, I'm going to make a decision. After that, if I go to school for 8 years or get a master's, that's going to be my profession most likely. You know, maybe I'll probably still keep doing social media and stuff too, but it's like, if I can make one of these side things work somehow, that would be amazing.
Exactly. And I like admire that in you because you had the clear-cut path. You did well in the MCAT. You could have applied to med schools and locked yourself up for eight years or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But having the opportunity to like say fuck that and do your own thing.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not easy.
And it's not easy. It's like I feel pressure, even though my parents, I'd say they've actually been pretty like awesome about it, and they're like, you know, it's okay, take your time, keep posting. My parents believe in me doing social media, but they want me to look at different paths too and stuff. My dad wants me to go back to medical school, or he wants me to go to medical school, and my mom kind of is like, do what you want to do. Like maybe you want to go back to school, whatever. We have the finance to do that, but I'm just not sure yet, you know. So I'm like, I'm waiting and seeing if I get a direct pull, because the way I see it now is like, there's things I need to take care of right now. My health, number one, my health, because like, I think about it like this, man. If you want to, let's say there's treasure, right? And you want to get the treasure. There's two ways you can get the treasure. You can know where the treasure is and go there, right? Or you can go everywhere the treasure is not, and you'll eventually end up at the treasure, right?
Right.
So right now, I'm making sure I'm not every person I wouldn't want to be. So I'm making sure I'm not unhealthy. I'm making sure I'm not an idiot. I'm making sure I'm not doing drugs. I'm making sure I'm not doing all the things I wouldn't want to do. So I'm hoping naturally, because I don't know what I want to do, it'll guide me towards something that I'm enjoying. Does that make sense?
I think it will.
Yeah,
So-
it's good.
It's kind of where my mind's at, but you know,
It's a good point.
we'll see, man.
It's like shoot for the moon, land on the stars.
Yeah, as long as your aim is right, you'll end up somewhere along the bullseye mark. You know
I
what I'm saying?
read that. I don't know if I read that or heard that through Huberman.
I think
It's something with like it might be a little bit of Aristotle. It's like something if your aim is true on like a certain pursuit, you're bound to land somewhere in like an honest spot.
maybe, I don't know. I've definitely heard it before too. I think I heard Chris Williamson talk about something along the lines of like
He's good.
aim, just like have the right aim, or just don't go against the way you would. Don't become someone you wouldn't want to be. Because I think for him, he didn't have a direct role model, but he never
He was
had.
set on the path. He was a club promoter and like a really successful one.
Yeah, but he never had. He said growing up he didn't have a role model, but he had plenty of anti-role models. People who were like, "Oh, I don't want to end up like a druggie. I don't want to end up like a fat bum. I don't want to end up like all these other people."
Right.
I feel like that takes perspective though to look at somebody like an anti-role model. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like some people like won't even admit like they're maybe too nice. Oh no, that person's fine. Like
Right,
no,
right,
I don't not want to be like
Dude,
that.
there's
fucking
definitely
person.
some people you don't want to be like.
Yeah.
You know? And I think
Definitely.
it's easier to guide away from there.
Something that stems off of that is who you choose. Like on the flip side, who you choose to surround yourself with or spend time with. In my life personally, I find people with certain attributes that are like, if my attribute in that realm is like a 5 or a 6 and they're like a 8 or a 9 out of like a 10 scale, I want to surround myself with that person and gather the knowledge they have in that field. I think that's kind of, as you adult, how you should structure your circle. You know, if somebody's a 2 in every category and you're a 5 in every category, this is like sounds harsh, but like why the fuck would I want to like spend time with them?
Yeah. I mean, people have to have it's like mutual exchange, dude. It's not like there's some people, like I'd want to help no matter what. But most people have some characteristics to them that makes them like a good person, and that's something you can always take from them.
Right.
Yeah, it's definitely good to give back too. That's why there's like equivalent exchange relationships where I have something I can give you and you have something you can give me.
Right.
That's what a real relationship is in general. Any relationship.
Right.
A love is like
Symbiotic.
Yeah, it should be symbiotic. It shouldn't be one way,
Yeah.
There's some family members you're gonna have to, but you hear bad stories of people where they're like they put what was that one guy? He was on He was on the podcast. You sent me. It was a Navy SEAL who, like,
Oh,
his dad was a drug addict.
Wait.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't the one with Huberman.
Holy
It was a long time ago.
shit, you're talking about that guy.
Yeah, dude,
oh my
his dad
god.
was a drug addict,
On
and he
Huberman.
really tried to keep saving his dad.
No, Sean Ryan.
Was it?
Yeah,
Sean?
it was on Sean Ryan.
Sean Ryan, yeah.
Yeah. And
That was a deep pod,
That's an
yeah.
insane podcast, and he basically tried to keep saving his dad, and eventually it almost like
From-
caused him to take his life.
Saving his dad from.
He was like a druggie.
Yeah.
So he would keep like relapsing, getting better, relapsing, and then like stealing money, spending it on drugs, relapsing, like almost dying, like, repeating the cycle like literally like 5 times probably. And then like he just what did he do? He just cut him off?
I think, yeah, he eventually cut him off, but I'm pretty sure I'm not sure. I'm not gonna.
No,
say
his
it
dad like I think his dad like fucked him over.
Yeah, really bad.
Because his dad got into like a relationship with this woman.
Yeah,
And the
yeah.
woman was doing drugs and like giving the dad drugs and then taking the money from the dad that he was getting from the son. And then he was like, Dad, like this woman is literally like destroying your life. Like please like leave her and just let me help you. And he ended up siding with the woman.
Yeah, and then
And he went back to live with the woman.
and he almost killed himself. The guy almost killed himself
Plenty
because
of
he
times.
could, yeah, plenty of times. But there was one time.
Oh yeah,
where-
that one time in the truck.
Yeah, and then he got a
yeah.
call. Like he was like about to shoot himself in the head, and then he got a call from someone. He was like, "Oh,
I think the guy that called him might have been DJ Shipley. I don't know though.
Yeah.
I feel like it's yeah.
that's crazy." But yeah, it's interesting, man. Just seeing stuff like that, like you know people. It's tough. It's tough to have relationships where it takes too much out of you. So I mean, I have a perspective of life where I kind of like isolate myself. I mean,
Yeah.
it's probably a bad part of me too, but it allows me to get my stuff done at least. And I feel like you can never be anyone if you can never get your own stuff done. If you're always doing stuff for other people too, so you got to make. And sometimes it's good to just reset yourself, man.
It's good to have those relationships too, where like, you also really don't get much in return, and like there's just like you have to take care of that person. It's like you and Mikey, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I mean
you know?
that creates dependence and that creates responsibility.
Yeah.
100%. No, that's huge, man. That's always gonna be something I'm gonna have to take care of him. And you know, my parents say I don't have to, but you know, I feel that.
But
anyway.
that's character, you know. And
Yeah.
I think that's what goes above all monetary things, like someone's character, you know.
Definitely.
100%. Well, dude, there was some other stuff I wanted to ask you, Chase. You said you were creating an app.
How do you know that? How do
You
know
told me
about
that.
You told
And
us.
I'm just interested about. I mean, I don't know if you want to talk about the whole thing. You don't have to, but I just want to hear like the process of that.
No, yeah, it's just a passion project right now that I'm allocating 2 to 3 hours a day on
good.
outside. So my typical schedule would be like 9 to 5, train. If I don't train in the morning, I'll do 9 to 5, train till 7:30, eat dinner, and then 8 to 10 p.m. I'll just work on the project.
That's interesting.
And right now it's something like I'm passionate in that aligns with like also like the project itself I'm passionate in, but the purpose I'm also passionate in. And I was watching this podcast, this guy Dan Coe. I'm not sure if you guys have seen him. He's got like a couple million on YouTube, but he's an entrepreneur. He talks a
think
lot
I've heard
about
of him.
alignment with like the good, the beautiful, and the true.
Dude, that's some Plato shit. That's
Yeah,
some Plato.
yeah,
that is 100% Plato philosophy.
Seriously.
I swear I remember like hearing that in Republic, like word for word.
Yeah, but he talks a lot about like doing something if you're not happy with your current situation, or even if you are, it's just like doing something personal that you care about. For you, maybe you could call that social media or pursuing knowledge in the way that you do,
Yeah.
like philosophy-wise. But it's like pursuing something, and in that pursuit, you will achieve the good, the true, and the beautiful. And it's
So
like,
wholesome.
it is crazy stuff.
Yeah, I like that though. I like really deep thinkers who like
Yeah.
take interesting perspectives on things. I mean, I like people who have a good moral view of life. Dude.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing I've noticed. Like, if you look into a lot of the good podcasters, or even just like psychologists and like psychiatrists,
Mm.
they have some people who have done it well and helped a lot of people. Usually have a very good perspective,
Mm.
and it's like they see the because you can choose to see the world in the nihilistic view where you're like, oh, everything sucks. And you know, I've met a lot of people like this through college too, who were just
Yeah.
like not happy and just thought life was kind of meaningless. And you know, they
Right.
were like, I'll do a 9 to 5 and I'll do this because, well, I have no other choice.
Yeah, even in the working world.
Right. And we live in the most
Yeah, it's
opportunistic
sad.
time.
But yeah, it's always good to have a good perspective, and that's why I love listening to people who have a good perspective because some of that falls off on you, you know.
Definitely.
Did you take inspiration from your friend Connor? Because he has a
So
really
I took
successful app.
so I was always like entrepreneurial based in the sense like my dad was an entrepreneur. He has a few successful businesses. I started the social media thing when I was 19, 20.
Which is crazy because you're an OG in like the
Yeah,
gym, the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
gym, like that really niche. You know everything about it. Which like
So I like chased that for a while because I was like, hey, like I want to do my own thing, like be my own person, like create this content. I like was doing fairly well in 2022.
Yeah, you had the SoundCloud or Spotify.
Yeah, like my
stuff.
Spotify playlist like went viral, like 4 million views on a video, and then I would
Fucking
consistently
crazy.
get 7K views, and I don't know what cut it off. Honestly, maybe coming back to school because it was in the summer when I was super dedicated to it. I think coming back to school, especially, I was very impressionable like sophomore, junior year, so I cared so much what other people thought. I just kind of like stopped doing it, and it tapered off.
Which is normal. Like, that happens to a lot of people in school. You know?
Definitely. And when you're not seeing like maybe monetary returns with the account, like I was making money off of my Spotify playlist, which was rewarding, but in hindsight it just like I guess wasn't enough for me. So I've always maintained the social media thing, that entrepreneurial side of things, but then I needed something more. So I started pursuing this project, and like you said, my buddy Connor like obviously like fucking took off.
Who was on
his,
just on Oprah? I
yeah,
saw that, which
he's
is absurd.
Yeah,
It's
he's
insane.
doing like unbelievably well.
It's good for
he
him.
took off
man.
with that, so that like re-sparked that feeling. Like, hey, like there's so much out here to create. I'm like an engineer. Like I could be satisfied with this job, which it is like a very rewarding job, and I enjoy it. But there's always like those passion projects that you want to be chipping away on. Just a
Yeah,
small
man.
what
Stay
if.
hungry, dude. That's
Exactly,
good.
exactly.
That adds up over time, 200%. I don't know how you make the time for that with the job, though, man. That sounds insane.
Yeah.
It's not too bad. What I was talking about earlier is like we live in the time of AI, and like you can have the power of a 10 to 100 person team just with yourself.
That's actually a
I
fantastic point.
use
Yeah.
4 different AI tools to help me develop, design, and whatever it may be. I use ChatGPT for ideation. I use Claude for like enhanced ideation. So I'll prompt ChatGPT like, hey, like I'm interested in building out this feature, and then I'll cross-reference it with Claude, which is Anthropic's AI.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, hey, I have this prompt. I want you to refine it, add your things, remove what you don't see necessary. So it'll work against ChatGPT. So it's 2 AIs, like cross-referencing ideas, and then I'll bring that to another coding platform called Cursor, which helps me implement it, and it walks you through everything like deadly accurate.
Dude, that's so
it's
interesting.
it's all there, and this could obviously I'm using it for like software development, but you can use it for whatever.
Yeah,
you're
we all
interested in.
have free labor like at our hands.
Yeah, exactly. People do not realize, like, it started with Wikipedia, right? Like, you could search anything up and there was a ton of information. But now we have these highly optimized, like, large language models like Claude, ChatGPT that can, quite frankly, do just about anything if you prompt it well enough. So it's like outsource that. You can start building like a 10 to 100 person team speed with just yourself.
I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna text you about this after and like ask more about it because I think this is good for content generation too.
Oh, 100%.
Oh my God,
100%.
yeah.
Because
Ideation is
I really
everything.
only use ChatGPT, and I feel like that's just not enough. You know, like there's so much. Just use 4 more other like
Yeah, oh
large
my
language
gosh.
models you're using.
There's something for anything.
Yeah, I gotta look into that more, but I'll text you about that after.
For like content creation's big because
Yeah,
the ideation
understood.
fact.
Yeah,
you just
I
be
mean-
like, hey, I want to target towards the gym community. I want it to be funny. Create me 15 video ideas that are less than 30 seconds of like funny skits.
I've done that with like, ChatGPT, but the problem is like there's a there's a value to when you create something like
Authentic.
not no, but I guess authentic, but I'd say like
Yeah, but if-
there's some things you just have to think you have to think them into
Right,
existence.
right,
You're
right.
like, oh, that would be funny. All right, let me go do that. And I always get this one time, dude. There's this time in the middle of the day where I guess it's when my I guess I get like a cortisol crash or adrenaline crash. It's usually like 2 p.m. and I get kind of sleepy and I can doze off. Like I'll usually read during this time and I'll doze off while I'm reading and I almost go into like a half nap state. I don't nap, but like for like 2 minutes I'll like fall into this like sleepy phase where these
Yeah.
crazy ideas come to my brain, like these the most insane ideas, and then I'll write them down and just like come back to it later. And that's where a lot of my content ideas have come from. But sometimes I come into this weird brain state where I'm just like so creative.
Right.
That's the only way I can describe it. But yeah, that's something interesting. But I also wanted to ask about because one of my issues is like coming up with natural thoughts and coming up with thoughts generated by an AI. But like, how do you balance that? Because I feel like it's easy to get overstimulated just saying like. You go okay. For example, in college, you get into the habit. I'm not saying I did, but some people get into the habit of just having an AI do everything
Right.
for them, so they forget how to
that's
study.
where your mental goes now.
Yeah, and they forget how to study. They forget how to like find information on their own because it's a skill to be able to search for information,
Right.
to research on your own, and to
Right.
do all these things. And sometimes it's easy to let AI or some people are like, oh, I like to swipe on Instagram Reels and TikTok so I can find content ideas. But I'm like, for me, that's just never been a good way because I
Right.
feel like you should get the content exterior and then bring it into you, and
Right.
that's how you become a creator.
That is what you do, yeah.
You figure out your content outside of social media and then you bring it in and you make it. And so you get on the app and you're also efficient with your time on the app and you're not just going on doodling and then maybe you find one content idea but you're on there for 3 hours.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a balance, but that's why I love reading philosophy and I love reading like these self-help books and kind of stuff like Mastery or like the 48 Laws of Power. All these, because that book, which you're going to read, the Mastery, is it's basically he explains a lot of different stories to master a craft or to like become. It's going to explain like to get a mentor. There's just these stories of historic people like Leonardo da Vinci. I don't even know. You'll see like Julius Caesar. There'll be someone in there who had this insane story, and you'll be like, I've never heard about this before. And there's a bunch of other people, but a lot of them got their ideas. You don't really hear about them. You know, they were. You don't hear about them using AI or anything like that because this is a different time. But they were all so creative, and I feel like that's a hard thing to have now.
Yeah, I
Creativity.
agree. And the guy I was referencing earlier, Dan Coe, he talks about being a director versus being a doer, and it's like especially prominent. It's always been prominent, like CEO versus like bottom level employee. But with AI, it's becoming more and more prominent. Being a director, like you said, having the creativity, knowing the entire path of this thing, and then directing, outsourcing to maybe employees or AI chat bots, outsourcing these ideas instead of just being a doer. A doer is just like, implement this. A director's like, hey, I have this vision. You can use different softwares to already design maybe the pictures yourself or everything yourself, and then you bring it to the AI and say, hey, I want this implemented. And the AI is going to obviously do 10 times better after the director tells it what to do versus the doer.
And when I was doing a lot of those videos that were like 3 tips to help and stuff, I'd come up with an idea like, oh, this is something I already do in my life. For example, I do HIIT cardio or I do fasting or I do something. And I'd be like, okay, make this into like a three ways this benefits my life. And then I'd make a short video and it's like super attention grabbing, all that stuff. And I'd post those up. I kind of stopped doing those. I don't know. Maybe I just don't have anything else I'm really doing right now that I have that creativity for. But that's something where I'd bring the idea from outside, bring it in, and then use that AI to like refine.
Maybe if you have like 2 or 3 ideas, bring it to the AI and just say like, hey, I have these ideas. I want you to use the same kind of like style or like thinking and come up with 10 more.
It's pretty cool.
Because,
Yeah, no, I feel like I always get my best ideas when I'm like not looking at my phone and I'm like doing an activity.
Oh, definitely.
So like I get like a lot of ideas like for content or just in general, like during the gym, like when I'm lifting or like on my drive to work for some reason, like after I hit the gym in the morning or like during a run when I'm thinking about stuff, like a bunch of stuff comes to my mind like, oh, okay, let me just do like I'll set up my phone like, all right, post run recap, and I'll just talk about whatever I thought about during the run. And like I've been liking doing those videos recently.
No, that's good. That's good to keep doing that. I think, those are good times. Like running, dude, any of these physical activities, they tend to bring out like a mental side
But
to
people
them.
need to make time to do these activities because a lot of people are like, oh, why am I not getting any ideas? Well, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
you're just looking at your phone
it's
all
the
day?
phone.
Yeah.
It's all distraction.
Like, no wonder you're not getting ideas.
Yeah, I've experienced this literally when I was working on my project. So I had these ideas flowing, and then I'm like prompting the AI.
Yeah.
I like hit enter, it's doing it. Then I go on my
Oh,
phone.
yeah.
I went on my phone. I'm like Reels or whatever. Completely forgot.
I've done that during school.
The phone completely suppresses any creative juices. Like, okay, yeah, maybe you see something, you're like, hey, I want to do that. But like any natural subconscious creative juices, the subconscious is something we can talk about.
Bro.
It's fucking crazy. But
That's what I think.
The phone suppresses all of it.
I think I get into that subconscious realm though when you have like, you could say you can pray, you can meditate, or you can just ponder. You know, like I'll just sit and think sometimes. But I'm not gonna do anything. I'll just sit and think for 20
And
minutes.
all good things to do.
Yeah, all
like,
good
really
things to do.
important things.
It's important to do stuff that's outside of it and then bring it in. Exactly.
Which people like forget and like it's like slept on, honestly. Like, I think a lot of people are out of touch with just like no noise, just being by yourself in silence
alone,
and just
time
letting
alone,
things come to your mind.
And I think in the future that's probably gonna be the difference when there's gonna be people who know how to control their phone usage. That's literally like a skill. That's like
I was actually about to
extremely
say
good
like
skill.
we all like Instagram, we all like Reels, but obviously like we're gonna all probably consume it. But another thing you can do is at least try to mold your algorithm to be like positive stuff you're seeing instead of like brain rot, like I don't know, like cat videos or some stupid shit. But like mold your like algorithm, like stuff that's at least positive. Like maybe like for at least in my example, like my algorithm's a lot of like Christian content, maybe like motivational stuff, like Nick Baer, like Goggins, like Huberman clips, like just good stuff that like at least I can actually be like, oh, that's like pretty interesting. That's cool. Instead of just like some like I don't know, like lust or some stuff like that.
No, 100%. But I think there's also when I say like not like learning how to not use your phone, I'm just saying to learn how to say no to your phone when you're like trying to study or do work
Yeah.
too, you know, like just be like no. And I've always been really good at this just because I had to study for my biochem major and stuff all the time. I got so good at saying no to my phone where I'd be saying no to my phone for like 8 hours straight. I'd just be like no, because you know you want to grab it and then even sometimes I'll grab it and then I'll just be like oh no, you know.
it's
So it's a skill. It's literally a skill. It's hard, man.
You have like FOMO for nothing.
Yeah. It's
You
insane.
pick it up. There's
insane.
there's no notifications. Anything you thought was there is not there.
But that's also what a time like this is giving me, where it's like I'm not having success on social media. I'm not really doing much right now, dude. I'm like trading, you know, rehabbing, posting on social media, whatever else I do. My healthy habits, stretch an hour a day now to recover, dude. I've been doing that for like 2 months, but it's just a lot of time where I'm like, okay, well, what kind of person do I want to be? Do I want to be an undisciplined person where I just scroll my phone for hours? No. So no matter what, even if I'm not doing that much, I still try to make sure a lot of my time is present in like the real world.
Yeah, I mean that's a foundational part of the process.
Yeah,
When people are saying trust the process, that essentially means just like don't give up when it gets hard.
Yeah.
And like you're not getting any immediate returns, and that's when most people would quit.
Yeah, 100%.
It's like this wall right now where you're not getting any returns, people just turn around and walk away. But you've gotten over that wall.
So I'm just keep going through the wall.
Yeah, dude. Alex Hormozy talks a lot about that. He's like, every time I do hard things, I like smirk because the next guy is not going to do that. It's like, oh shit! Like look at what this guy's about to have to get over to be where I'm at.
That's a good point.
It is a good way
like
to
that
take like the
perspective.
dark and like the frowned upon time and turn it into like unreal motivation.
And that's what I always used to do when I train, like, it sounds crazy, but, you know, I train sick and stuff. Like, whenever I wipe off my equipment and stuff, like, I'm not saying I train really sick, but, like, now I have trained really sick, though. So, but, like, I always thought about it as, like, I'm getting a step ahead, you know? It's because, like, I've talked to Uni about this before, but, like, when you train sick and you learn how to get through those terrible days, it makes the good days so good.
Dude, yeah.
It makes a good day, because when you really get sick, you're like, man. But then there's also the idea of when you're training, you're releasing cortisol, and that's boosting your immune system.
Right.
A lot of people don't realize this. Like, doing absolutely nothing is not helping you recover.
Right, yeah.
Like, you need to act. That's why when people say, like, oh, I get sick after I didn't like work out for a couple days and it was finals, for example, and you're studying a lot for final exams, and then you get sick, it's because you weren't activating your immune system anymore. You weren't activating cortisol. You weren't increasing your adrenaline. All these things that protect you naturally.
Right.
You weren't doing them anymore, and then you're like, oh, I got sick. Why did I get sick when I stopped training? Oh, maybe it means I was overdoing it. No, it's because you stopped training, which is so interesting to me. I learned that recently through Andrew Huberman. But yeah, you know, you got to keep the train rolling.
Huberman has a lot of good stuff.
Dude,
I
he's
recommend
so
him
good.
to everybody.
Yeah, dude, he's really good.
He's
I
really
just
good.
put my girlfriend on to him. I was like, really listen to like just any of his
The
podcasts.
science backed.
That's how I've been.
And he's not like biased in any way. Like he's just a good, at least what I see, a good, genuine guy who just like likes to spread information. Like he always has like nice conversations, and like he's not pushing any like agendas or any like propaganda. It's just like
That's what I like. He pushes. He takes research, learns it for us, and then pushes the valuable information.
It
that
makes
people
it
can
so
use.
fun to learn about. Like
Yeah.
just listening.
I know, I love it, man. That's like, I study his stuff every day. Like I study dopamine, adrenaline, just daily habits,
Epinephrine,
metabolism, epinephrine,
adrenaline.
acetylcholine. You know, all these neurotransmitters.
Yeah.
They're used. I study them because I still have that biochemistry background in me that needs to be fulfilled right now, and I want to keep learning because what if I go back to school or what if I do this?
You know how we're like post grad, and you know all about neuroplasticity, how like your brain makes these connections based on doing hard shit, like stuff like that.
Adrenal frontal cortex.
It stops. It stops at 25. Your ability to like make new.
But you know what the
pathways.
interesting part about that is, you can still get neuroplasticity if you're willing to focus on an endeavor. So Andrew Huberman talks about this. There's things you need. Right now we're still in that like phase where we can learn a lot and we don't need all these. But what you need for neuroplasticity to occur is focus, and that's what that's what you need when you're over 25 years old. You need to be focused on something. So you need like a focused bout of learning, where I think you need certain neurochemicals. So you need adrenaline, dopamine, and you need acetylcholine, which acetylcholine comes from focus, and that's like the cholinergic receptors. Like nicotine's like a stimulant for acetylcholine, but yeah, you know, you can still learn. You just need to be able to focus on it, which is very tough for a lot of people to do that when they get past 25. You don't know these things, so that's why I love studying them too, man. It's all valuable, real life, applicable information.
It is. It's no like
bullshit.
Hypothetical.
Yeah, it's not hypothetical. Even when he's saying like, oh well, this is something that like I have from experience and there's no research backing it, he'll tell you.
Yeah, right.
So that's what I like about it. But yeah, it's just a free learning source, man. It's free online information. Like it's great to take advantage of that if you're consuming anything. You know, I like funny content creators too. Like sometimes I'll listen to Theo Von and stuff. I haven't been listening to him much recently, but Definitely, man. It's good to learn with what you're doing online.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's a consumption game.
It's a consumption
Everything's
game.
consumption. Like
Yeah.
you consume food, you consume social media, you consume
Politics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally anything, and it's input output. I consume reels all day, and granted, there are instructional reels, there are motivational reels, which can better you as an individual. But let's be honest, like the majority of them are kind of just fluff,
Yeah.
and they're not guiding you towards this
Yeah.
improved self.
100%.
So
So Chase, what's Ironman prep like? Can you get into that at all?
honestly, yeah, you definitely can. So it's been like it's been inconsistent. So I've been traveling quite a bit.
So I want to know, like, how'd you start? How'd you get to where you are now? Like, how's that like? Because that's something that, like, I want to get into in the future maybe, but, like, that's scary, honestly.
Yeah,
like, starting
definitely.
that.
So I did swim team till maybe 4th grade. So
Slight
didn't-
background.
So didn't really know how to swim.
Yeah.
I probably quit because I was like frustrated and like crying in the pool. Like
No, that's
I
real.
was like faint flashbacks of like swim team, just hating it. And then I pursued like football and lacrosse, like whatever it may be. And then biking, I rode a bike maybe 3 times in my youth. So I'm pretty much like relearning how to bike.
That's me too, actually.
Yeah, so all these like daunting things on top of like the race itself, it's been like you're getting pulled in all these directions. Like, yeah, I had the half marathon prep, which is the end of the race after the bike and the swim, but it's been like a lot of learning. It's like obviously the running, like we all know how to run. That was more training. This for me has been like learning how to swim. I've been learning freestyle like in a way that I never even knew you could do freestyle, and then like learning how to bike, especially on longer distances. You need to learn how to fuel on the bike, and right now I'm
Yeah.
like kind of uncomfortable taking my hand off
Yeah.
and like reaching around. So like when I did my 34 miler, I'd say every couple miles I'd try to take off my hand and like see if I'm comfortable with it.
Is the bike distance 70?
It's 56.
56,
So it's a
okay.
1.2 mile swim, 56
Yeah.
mile bike, and then the half marathon at the end. So right now my main goal is to just like get very comfortable on the bike, and then I know I'll be able to like grit it out. Like I just did 34. I stopped.
How
to
hard
fuel
was
a
that?
bit. At the end, not gonna lie, I was pushing pretty hard. I'm not sure if I didn't fuel properly or if that was just my longest
What was your
ride.
fueling like for the bike ride?
So every 45 minutes, I'd take a gel. I brought a PB&J with me, so I crushed that along the way. And then I had 2 water bottles.
It's good.
But I think during the race, I know during the race you have opportunities
Do you
to
put
refuel.
electrolytes in any of the water bottles?
So the thing is, I heard if it's very hot, you should do electrolytes and water.
Yeah, 1 electrolyte bottle, 1 non.
Yeah, and then I heard if it's cold, you should do like a carb. You know, like G1M Sport. It's like
Yeah.
BPNs.
Yeah, I know
think
all
they have
about that.
electrolytes in there as well. I ordered one of those because
It's 350 milligrams of sodium.
yeah, and it's got the carbs as well.
Yeah,
so
25
that's like
grams.
endurance 101.
Yeah.
Like that's a good thing to have. I'm probably gonna do like that in a water, that in an electrolyte.
That's smart.
But the training itself, it's been just gradual building. Like I didn't really scour the internet for too many plans that existed.
Well, I saw you made a plan. I saw a
So I
video
went
about
into
that.
ChatGPT. I said, "Hey, I have a half marathon. I have experience with a half marathon. So make this plan, biking and swimming heavy, while also maintaining my endurance in the run." And it gave me a 12, 13-week plan doing just that. So I'm following that decently strictly. Past 2 weekends, I was in New York and then Manchester, so I completely missed the weekend training, which the weekend's supposed to be your big like bike or your big run.
Yeah, because you have time for it.
Yeah, exactly. So I missed those last 2 weeks, but I made up for it this week. I got like a good brick run, which is
good.
Yeah, the run after the bike is
Yeah.
like, the hardest part of it all. So I got some good reps there, and I got a month and a half to kind of dial everything
So when is
in.
it? The half
December
Ironman?
14th.
December in Florida, right?
Yeah, Florida.
What's the
it'll be
weather
good
looking like in
so
there?
it's supposed to be humid, but the water temp's gonna be good.
It's a perfect location. December, Florida. Yeah, that's
December,
nice.
Florida is like not like summer Florida, of course.
Oh, yeah,
So
which is
it's
what you don't
definitely
want.
it's gonna be hot, but nothing too crazy.
Yeah. So then, how are you like doing like biking indoors versus biking outdoors? You
So I
what mean
have
by
an
that?
indoor trainer that I just set up, but
Oh, at your house.
yeah, at my
Oh,
house.
nice.
So my buddy Alan handed it down. He Facebook Marketplaced his bike, so he just gave me that bike and the indoor trainer.
I remember
and then I'll
that,
give
yeah.
it back after. but that's like nice. I haven't used it yet, but I've been doing at my gym Lifetime. They have those like
That's what I was gonna say.
standing trainers, the stationaries.
Yeah.
So I've been doing my like hour bike rides.
Those are
on
kind of uncomfortable, right?
They are. They're uncomfortable. They're not like sized properly to your actual bike. So I need to get on the indoor trainer this week, which I have it set up, so I definitely will.
That's
but
good.
yeah, that's kind of how things are going. It's just one of those personal development things.
It's good, man. That's what it should be as a quest too, I think.
Do you have like a
Right.
time goal?
Sub 6 is the goal. It all depends on if
What's
I
like
become
sub
comfortable
6
on the
and
bike.
like from looking at like a half hour? Is that like average, above average for a guy?
I think I would say it's above average,
it's a good
but nothing
time.
crazy. It's above average, I'd say. I don't know the cutoff. The cutoff might be 8 to 10 hours, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't have too much like honest knowledge in Ironman or half Ironman. Kind of just like wanted to have something greater than the half marathon.
Yeah.
And like a lot of people say like, oh, like if somebody graduated and they're focused on like endurance sports, they have like no real direction. But I think a lot of that's just like people.
Who the fuck's saying that? That's fucked up.
Yeah, it's better. I think it's better than having a lot of.
Yeah.
No.
Like,
I know. I'm
better
just
than
like I've
drinking every
consumed that
weekend.
content,
Yeah,
so
that's
now I have that in
terrible.
my mind.
Yeah.
But I think that's like complete bullshit. I think
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
one of those like personal development check boxes that I need to like
keep moving.
keep moving. Exactly, because
Yeah.
I've always had like the fitness, like I've always been like interested in lifting, and then I got into the endurance aspect and I was like, oh, this shit's dope too. So I think I checked the half Ironman box, and then my overall goal is to balance lifting with like a healthy split of cardio, which is
Yeah.
just being a healthy human being.
That's literally what I'm on now right
Exactly.
now. Bro. Same thing. I've been running. Right now, I'm gonna try to get back to. I took a week off because I hurt my Achilles, but I've been trying to do like definitely over 10 miles a week. You know, and I
That's
think
great.
at a point this summer I was doing like 30-mile weeks. It was
I
pretty
think 10
insane.
Yeah, I
miles a
remember
week
that.
like is the baseline like to
Yeah,
being
it's good.
like,
I'll do like literally. I think Huberman recommends like an hour and 50 to 150 minutes to 200 minutes of like zone 2 cardio a week, and then I started doing HIIT too, so high intensity interval training. Dude, that stuff's really good for learning how to like, because one of my limiting factors is lactic acid buildup, like just like waste buildup when I'm
Threshold,
doing.
being in the
Yeah,
threshold,
dude.
yeah.
Oh, dude, because my legs get so pumped when I'm doing like
Yeah,
biking.
you've got
It's
massive
insane.
legs.
It's so insane. It's also because I think I spent like years just focusing on only hypertrophy, and I did build up my legs a lot with like strength and size. So that's always been a factor. But you know, I'm just doing it for health too. So it's been cool, man.
Dude,
how's
I-
your what were you saying?
No, I said I saw you crashed on the
Yeah,
bike.
I crashed,
That was.
so I went out.
I was like, damn, I have a lot of respect for Chase now. Like,
Dude, and I
he's,
fucked
like,
the
still.
front wheel too, so I had to get a new wheel.
I would have
was
been like scared after that. That would have like been
dude,
fucked with my
oh
head.
Gosh, the bike is the most mental.
You were at night
challenge.
too, right?
Yeah, so I like went out at night like an idiot on this course in Bethesda.
You live and learn though, right?
Yeah, you live and learn. Seriously, I had the light on, but it was pointed straight ahead.
Wait, were you
instead
on
of at
Capitol Crescent Trail?
I'm not even familiar where I
Yeah.
was, but maybe it's like this. It goes 7.5 miles, then it kind of gets finicky by the wharf, and then like I think you can continue. But I would just do 7.5 miles back, down, back.
Yeah.
But I like clipped something in the road. I didn't even see it, and I literally just fucking flew forward.
Dude, I saw your video. I was like, holy
It was
shit.
insane, and my knee's completely fine, but like the scrapes and everything are just like a pain in the ass. Like having scabs on your knee is ass because you bend your knee
yeah.
so much,
Yeah.
and they just reopen. It's just,
But you gritted it out. You thugged it out. That's good,
That's
man.
like the big thing for me is like doing stuff you're uncomfortable doing. Like by no means am I like a good biker, a good swimmer, even a good runner. But it's like doing all this stuff is stuff that makes me uncomfortable, and I think it'll ultimately push that character. It'll push that like ability to know, hey, I've done this when I'm super scared. And like you said, it like makes the good times so much better. Like when you
100%.
are comfortable.
Yeah, dude, I have no difficulty with runs now just because I did that backyard marathon. Like
That
that
was
was
so
so
fun.
crazy.
Yeah, that was insane.
But that made me like, oh yeah, everything's easy now. Like I can go up to 10 miles and I'm fine. You know, even up over, I can think.
Dude, that's that marathon
15 miles
confidence, bro. I've
Yeah.
had that ever since I did my marathon. I was like, bro, none of these distances are hard until I do like something more than like
Yeah.
26.2.
When is yours? You said Ocean
insane.
City.
Yeah, so it's next week, and I'm going for sub 3:30. So I've been prepping for like,
That'll be fucking sick.
yeah, I've been prepping for like a month and a half, maybe like a month of like doing my long runs.
What's
like
the average pace on that?
that's 8-minute pace to hit
Nice,
3:30, but I have to do like a little bit less than that to do the sub 3:30. But yeah, like I had ChatGPT write me a plan. I gave it all my Strava runs, all my Strava information. I talked to it, and then it built me like a nice plan.
Good.
And I started doing like, I did a 14-mile long run. Then next week I did 16, 18, 20, and then I just did 18.
So you're
and now
ready.
I'm deloading this week.
You're ready, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I feel really confident.
Dude, you're
and
running
hyped.
fast too. I think you're gonna do it for sure.
I think
What
I'm
have
gonna
you been,
fucking
like,
smoke it.
pacing
Yeah.
on these like 18, 20 milers?
Yeah, and like the heart rate's been like 139 for like 18 miles, like 821 pace.
Yeah, you're like
That's nuts,
you're
man.
very.
Yeah, the heart's what I'm confident, like my heart rate, like that stuff. But it's definitely just like I don't know. I've never been a fast kid, like never like growing up. I was never fast, but like I could definitely push distance. That's like the one thing I'm good
Your
at.
pace gets faster on every run too. When I look at your time,
Yeah, that's
you
the
go
one thing that's
like
gotten
you start
faster.
at like 8:30 and then it gets up to down to like 7:02 miles.
Oh, is
Yeah,
that,
those
the
last
crescendo? Isn't that like crescendo running? Like when you like slowly
Oh yeah,
or increase your pace.
yeah. It's just negative splits.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, but yeah, no. Oh, speed work. I was gonna say really helps you actually get faster, which is funny.
Yeah.
Like, oh, why would I do speed work? No, it actually does make you faster, which
Nice.
I was sleeping on that the whole time. But like, ever since I started doing like tempo runs and like speed work runs, where you're doing like 600 meters at like a 7-minute pace, those really help you get faster, honestly. And they're fun too, cause like you have your watch going and like it's like okay, I have like 1 minute left. Fuck, I'm dying. And then like you take like a little slight jog and then you do it again and again.
Dude,
It's
that's,
good.
Yeah, that's really good. That's something Dr. Andy Galpin talks about when because he's huge into like endurance training, like professional athletes, and he talks about like, yeah, if you want to prep for like half marathon or a marathon, you should do your regular training, your speed interval training, which is what you're doing.
Zone
And he
2.
also talks about doing some hit once a week.
Yeah.
But that's probably something you should incorporate in future training if you do like an Ironman or anything. Hit cardio is good. It's good to get near max heart rate. Max heart. Well, you get into the threshold, so that's good too.
Yeah,
But
the threshold is like a big part of training.
That's like the speed interval
I think
training's
with,
fun.
on
with
everything.
me, like the goal, like you were talking about, like I saw you made a post about this. Like the ideal training is like lifting and running, a little bit of, you said swimming or biking.
Oh yeah, I was saying like personal preference.
Yeah,
'cause,
no.
Like, I like don't fuck with the bike.
Yeah,
But like the bike is really good on the knees. Like it's way better
Yeah.
than running because the impact.
but you're never gonna like all of it. So it's just, that's
Exactly.
a normal point.
So I
you
like
know?
yeah. I'm after the half. I'm definitely gonna find a sweet spot of like running. I enjoy swimming now since I'm like decent at it compared to where I was.
Which is
so I'll
good.
definitely incorporate some swims because that's obviously great like therapeutic body movement.
Yeah, man, that's good.
So.
Yeah, no, I was just say so. My sweet spot for training ideally would be jujitsu, running, lifting. I think those are the three I like a lot, and like if I could do all those in like a balanced approach, I'd be happy. Obviously, winter's coming, so like I low-key don't want to be running outside that much because like,
Yeah.
bro, who wants to run in like 30-degree weather all the
Right,
time? That's
right.
pretty ass. But and like I don't like running the treadmill too much, but like I know how to do it when it's like really cold out. But jujitsu is great for the winter because it's an indoor sport and it's like probably one of the best forms of cardio I've ever done,
Oh, yeah,
and
it's
it keeps you
phenomenal cardio.
lean. It's good, but yeah, that'd be ideal for me.
That's pretty cool, man.
Where are you training?
I'm training at DMV Iron now with that uni, bro.
Or jujitsu, sorry.
Oh, I'm not training anymore. I'm injured.
Oh yeah.
Sad, man. I wish I could get back to it, but
The
we'll see.
back.
I'm getting my MRI for my thoracic. So I got an MRI for my lumbar spine, and the issue with that was I didn't really. I guess I talked to the doctor and I told him, upper back pain. It's been like this, and he's like, okay, we're gonna get an MRI and figure this out. And I didn't really look at the paperwork. I just like took it and then went to get the MRI, and I was like, it was for my lumbar spine. So he brought me back the results: two bulging discs in my lower back. And I was like, okay, but to me that didn't seem like enough. Like it like I know the state of my injury, and I just know two bulging discs in my lower back. Like that's something. It sounds crazy, but like I've always just sucked up pain, and that's something. Yeah, I have lower back pain when I sit for a while and stuff, and that's something I've always noticed. Probably from school, mostly just from studying for 8 hours straight at a desk. I was really disciplined about it. I never leave my desk to do anything. But I knew like, okay, something was wrong here, and I looked at like an anatomical diagram of the back, and lumbar thoracic spine. Thoracic spine's like T1 to T12. It's the middle portion of your back, and I'm like, my injury's in the middle of my back. Why would my doctor tell me to get a lumbar spine when lumbar spine's like the bottom? It's like
Right.
L5 to T12.
Gibberish.
Yeah, it's just the ranging of your back, bro. So it's like T1, T2, T3, T4. It's basically just a height management thing.
Gotcha.
And I was like, okay, my injury's in my thoracic spine, so why didn't my doctor tell me that? So then they were like, oh, well, you can get shots for your lumbar. And I was like, okay, but then I made another appointment. I told him, listen, man, this doesn't seem right. And he was like, oh, I thought I wrote down your thoracic spine for the MRI. And I'm like, dude, that doesn't make any sense. Because you wrote down for the reasoning lower back pain. And I clearly told him my pain was in my upper back. So, I mean, sometimes doctors, like they kind of half-ass what they're doing or whatever. They have a lot of stuff in their head. So I don't blame the guy. But yeah, I'm glad I'm getting that for my thoracic spine. But a lot of people, dude, wouldn't have noticed that. And I thought about that. A lot of people would have just accepted, oh, the doctor said that. Okay, I'm good. People just take the doctor's word. Like, nobody's going to back research that.
Right.
But no, I'm 100% going to make sure I figure out what the fucking issue is because it hurts when I breathe, bro. It can't be normal.
Yeah.
But every time I try to go back to jiu-jitsu, immediately re-aggravate it instantly. And I'm like, oh my God. No matter what, we could just be doing like a tiny like guard drill where they like put pressure on me, and immediately we're reacting to my back injury, and I'm like, okay, that's serious. So we're getting that figured out Wednesday.
Nice.
So I'm
Good
hopefully,
luck, bro.
man. That's my goal to start recovering on that and just be healthy, man. Number one is be healthy. If I can be
Yeah.
healthy, that's amazing. And then from there, I'll figure out what I'm gonna do the fucking rest of my life.
Yeah, you never have a problem until it's a health problem, you know?
Yeah.
Serious, man. It's insane. But yeah, I don't even know how we got into that. So yeah.
How much did like because you played high school sports? How much do you
Yeah.
think that helped you with your prep, like
For
pursuing an Ironman and then obviously a half marathon too?
I think like I don't
You had a
know.
solid background. I mean, you're a good lacrosse player. You
Yeah, I
played
played football and lacrosse, like which are both like not crazy endurance sports. Like I played attack most of my career and a little bit of midfield. So attack, you're not running the full length of the field as much, so not as crazy endurance. But then midfield, I would get gassed really quick. I didn't have much endurance background at all. Like I would do the mile runs for sports testing, and I think I ran like a sub 6 mile run because I was pacing with this absolute gazelle. But I didn't have too much background, and it was one of those things, like I said, it was like scary to me. I was like, dude, I've never even, like at first I'd never even ran 2 miles, and like my first 2 mile run was like a living hell. Like lactic acid built up in my ankles to the point where both of my feet fell asleep. I still get that here and there, but I think it's just lack of maybe rolling out my calves and ankles. But like my feet completely would fall asleep, and it was just like all these issues would like build up, lower back's hurting. It's just like because you've never been there before, you've never experienced that type of physical like exertion. You know, I've been doing like the whole like fitness weightlifting thing, and I know you guys are like big into that too. But it's like if you just do that and you don't have any kind of running background or whatever it may be, swimming, biking background, it's gonna suck ass when you start.
Yeah.
So
100%.
But the main thing is you didn't run away scared. You stuck with it, and then that's how you start seeing improvements. You slowly get more comfortable.
exactly, and that's life. You know,
Yeah.
that's everything.
You can't
in
run
life.
away
Like,
scared,
dude,
man.
When I was doing this like passion project, the software development, I was like, dude, I have no idea where to start because my electrical engineering background was pretty fixed towards electrical engineering things, and like it was like more hardware oriented. And when you're doing hardware, it's completely different languages than developing an app. So it's just like completely in the dark. Slowly learn things. Maybe something gets implemented well. It's like that little bit of like, oh shit, like progress. And you got to like keep snowballing that progress. Just like the running. It's literally anything in life. It's going to start when you start out, it's going to suck ass. Like you're not going to start anything and being like, oh shit, this is like my thing.
As long as you got to be okay with the suck, and then you start growing, which a lot of people get scared from the suck, but you know,
Definitely.
if you can stick with it, man, you'll start reaping a lot of results, and that starts firing you up, and then you start building on that. It's momentum.
Definitely. And with everything, like all the accessibility we have with like, I keep saying AI, but like the accessibility we have with AI, it just makes all these things so much easier to at least get your foot in the door. Because once you have your foot in the door and you have like at least a kind of playing field where you understand like, okay, like I have these things and I have this ability to ask questions about these things, it just makes everything kind of like literally in the palm of your hands. It's just a matter of doing.
That's
Yeah,
interesting.
man.
What did I want to ask? Oh yeah, have you been lifting?
Dude, I was gonna like talk about this.
How do you balance that?
I've lifted, so I have like in my program I have 3 lifts a week, but honestly I've sometimes missed them. Like I've done the endurance side and I've just been like, holy shit, I'm gassed. And then I'll
But
do
most
like
important is the endurance.
right now, which that's why like I want to once I finish the half Ironman, I wanna go back to like the lifting roots because obviously it's like so fun to get a good pump.
Of course,
and, like, move up in weight. The overall goal after the half Ironman is just to be in like good physical shape and like start to get my strength back, like have a lean body.
Yeah,
I think that's key.
Has it helped with losing weight on the all the cardio, man?
Definitely.
I'm sure.
I've like lost weight, but I have lost strength.
Yeah,
Which, like,
that's huge. I mean, it's gonna happen.
It's a mental shot, but you have to just like know long term, like, hey, you have this goal, like you're not going to be able to rep 225, and also
It's necessary sacrifices. Like, you know, Truett Haynes?
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw, but like he was talking about how he had to lose like 10 pounds for him to get the sub 230 goal. And like he kept saying like, no, I'm going to stay like, I think like 170. I'm going to maintain this weight. I'm going to stay jacked and like keep lifting. But then like he kept reading the comments. People were like, bro, just lose some weight and you can hit this goal. And he's like, I finally listened to like what people were saying around me.
Yeah.
And then he hit the goal. He's like, yeah, I got down to 160
Yeah.
and like maybe I look a little smaller, but I'm way faster now.
You got to
and
put
he
your
was able to do
ego
the
to the side.
Yeah,
just
life
about,
is
like,
necessary
anything.
sacrifices,
Yeah.
man. Sometimes you just gotta suck it up for a little bit, and then you'll get back there, reap the results. Like you're recovering right now, maybe one day you'll be back on the mats. Maybe
man.
not, but
Maybe,
at least
maybe
you're
not. Who knows? At least I'm trying, you know. At least
Yeah.
you got the right direction.
you're taking the right approach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of
100%.
ignoring it and like trying to like do BJJ like once a month or once every couple
Yeah.
weeks, like bro, that was never gonna recover you.
That was just never gonna work for me either. That's just not.
But you got to go through that eventually phasing out your life, which is sad, but to get back into it one day.
Yeah, man. I hope.
You're disciplined in like the right fields.
Yeah.
I think that's what matters. You know, you could take the injury and just like get lazy in other aspects of your life, but
Yeah, I just don't think that will function for me, bro. I'm too neurotic. I have to fucking like everything. You know, I'm like it's me, man. I wake up and I want to do things. I want to live and I want to be disciplined. You know, that's what makes me happy at the end of the day. Not even just happy, but it makes my life like gives purpose to me. You know, it doesn't make me feel mundane.
living in the present.
Living in the present and just having stuff to do. You know, you need something to do. You can't just be aimless forever. That's really what leads people to be depressed, bro, because they just don't have tasks. Like I figure out tasks where I don't have to think and I can just go do them, and it gives me some purpose, and then the next thing comes, you know.
I think having a system with like specific goals, but the goals is like the first step, but the second step is actually like specifically laying out those goals and steps to achieve them. You know, I could say like, hey, I want to be a millionaire by like 28. But if I don't have a concrete plan from like now and until 28 that will actually lead me to those things, I'll never accomplish it, and I may never even do it. So like I think there's like a fine line of like wanting to do stuff versus actually wanting to do stuff and having a concrete plan. Because a lot of people say they want to do these things, like, hey, I want to go out of my comfort zone, I want to push the limits, but like, what are you doing to actually do it?
Yeah, you got to start somewhere.
And post-grad, it like kind of post-grad, it shines a lot more than during college. Because post-grad, everyone's like, oh, like my 9 to 5, like I don't like it. And what are you doing to get yourself out of that?
Yeah, and I think, I mean, it's just like, it comes down to noticing too, like, I wish in college I would have noticed earlier, like, where I kind of wanted to go, you know, because I was doing a lot of things that, like, took me off the path, sort of, like, making content and just, like, focusing on growing instead of, like, you know, going to parties and doing all these things, and I guess they kind of help with character development, but more than that, I just made a bunch of decisions I kind of regret, you know, so I wish I, like, focused on my social circle and my close friends and those people who have the same values as me, and, you know, I'm, like, not unhappy because I met people like you, like, always going to appreciate that friendship, so that's huge, but those years don't have to be wasted.
Yeah.
You know, you could be building, like, that could have been a perfect time because you have so much to talk about when you're going through school, and when I'm going through a hard major, you know, that was a good time for me to make content.
Right.
I started doing it at the end, which I'm glad I did because of you, you know, you're the one who really motivated that, so, yeah, man, it's important to just start.
Yeah, that's the hardest part.
That's the hardest part.
Dude, yeah, one thing I never thanked you for, Chase, actually was, remember when you brought me to the Catholic service at UND?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how your relationship is with, you know, your faith now, but because of that, when we went to that Catholic service, I really liked that, and like it was like that serious kind of atmosphere. It's so much more different than like a Protestant service and like the Protestant church, and so I don't know. It always stuck with me when you took me there, and I was like, I kind of want something like that, but like where do I go? And then that led to eventually like this summer me finding out about like the Orthodox Church and faith through like my friend Ruben, who also goes now, but yeah, because of like that kind of serious atmosphere you exposed me to, I found Orthodox faith and the church there, and like that's really serious atmosphere. Like it's very similar to Catholicism, and then now I'm there. So
That's awesome.
yeah, it's one thing I forgot. I was just thinking about that earlier today. I was like, dang, like maybe if I'd ever went with Chase to that service, I would have.
Dude, I really
not
missed
ended
the
up there.
UND Catholic services.
Yeah, it was good.
It was something about the homilies there. They catered them to college students, like with the wording and the stories, but I could even apply that now. Like it was realistic, like you said. It was like more serious, but it was also like so relatable to our positions, and he would talk about like all these things. I have them in my journal. I should have brought my journal. I have some
That's
like
awesome,
good. I have some good tidbits in there just about like life and like choosing God over like all these other things. And like honestly, since I've moved back to Gaithersburg, I haven't had a church. And like I know you don't need to go to church to practice faith, but it's one of those things that I'm kind of like looking for.
It helps.
Yeah, it does help. It does help like foster that back into
Yeah,
your
I mean,
life.
just throwing yourself into that atmosphere, obviously you're gonna start taking things from it, and like that's why like going to church, it just helps keep you close to God. I feel like, and it's a great tool to use. You know, if you want to grow in a relationship, you got to put things into it, which is time. That's the number one thing you can put in. So like putting time to go to church every Sunday is just something that that grows that relationship.
Yeah, and it's
you know?
not hard. Like a lot of the things in life, you're like, oh, like I don't have time to do this. That's like any time somebody tells you they don't have time to do something, they just don't want to do it. Because like I like stress the snowball effect so much because literally all it takes is an hour to a day in anything. And when you do that an hour a day for a week, that's 7 hours. 2 weeks, 14 hours. Like that's significant time you're putting towards something that you used to not have time for. But all of a sudden you're snowballing this into something bigger than you could have ever thought. And that's a little bit what I'm realizing with like I realized it with the half Ironman prep. I was like, I did like what 3 runs a week, and it would snowball into being able to do a half marathon, similar to the Ironman training, similar to the passion project I'm working on now. It was like this daunting idea. Like everyone has these ideas. They're like, oh, I want to start a business. I want to do X, Y, and Z. But like I was saying, what are you doing to get you closer to that goal? And like obviously we talked about like goals, laying out like concrete steps to achieve those goals. And then even if you have like a busy life, like you're an electrical engineer, you are putting time into that. Like I'm not trying to like say this is exactly how I live. Like I'm imperfect. I go out, I drink, like all this stuff, but everyone has time to get closer to something in their life. And it doesn't have to be a business. It doesn't have to be even monetary. It could be just like relationship with God, like you were saying, 2 hours a week, 1 hour at church, 1 hour throughout the week.
Yeah,
praying.
throughout the week praying. Yeah,
like,
reading the Bible.
quite frankly, anything is possible.
Yeah.
It's just like, do you do it or do you not?
Yeah.
And we struggle with that so much today with like social media and like what we're consuming. We see the top 1%, like, oh my God, this guy's a Ferrari. This guy is rich as hell. This guy's shredded. And it just corrupts our minds. We're like, we see the end result. We don't see the grit,
The
and
hours.
the grind,
Yeah, man.
and like, yeah, the snowball that person had to roll up to achieve that in their life. Yeah. So I just think right now it's like so easy to get distracted. Like you guys know, distraction is everything. And that's like what the higher ups want. They want the normal everyday person to be distracted because everybody was like on this true pursuit of their best self. Like who would consume? Like who would consume all these things that we're creating? There's a lot to it.
Yeah, there's a lot to it, man. It's a deep field. It's
Yeah.
interesting. What time are we at?
Hour, 1 minute.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, so I was just going to ask, so obviously you have a tough major and you succeeded. You got your major in electrical engineering. What was like your college life like in order to, balance getting that degree, maintaining like a social circle, having friends, doing everything? Just because that's a hard-ass degree. You got to put time into that, you know?
I definitely think, obviously, time management's like the biggest thing overall. And it's like getting your shit done, which you guys are both like very good examples of like getting your shit done. It's knowing when to have fun and like when to buckle down. And like I learned it obviously throughout the major, like freshman, sophomore year, I would be doing a lot more partying and socializing than academics. And I definitely suffered for that. But as you grow, you realize like, yes, balance is a thing in life. But if you truly want to be like that higher echelon, you can't really balance too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you will always land in the realm of mediocre or like slightly above average if you improperly balance. Like I'm a huge proponent of like maintaining your social circle, having fun, building memories, but you're not going to be able to do that like Thursday, Friday, Saturday night. Especially like in college for me, like electrical engineering, you just like would not be able to do that and maintain like a good GPA or do well on exams. And I took that with me like into life now. Like it's fun to travel. It's fun to go. I'm like huge into like the concert scene. I love like, I'm like big, like some people do that stuff to like maybe get away or like escape their normal life. But I'm like so for the game in that realm. Like I just love dubstep.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
No,
I'm there,
I get
bro.
that.
I'm so there. Like I love that
That's
shit.
awesome, though, yeah.
But I think it's like the balance thing isn't totally. I'm not a huge believer. I think you do need to kind of be insane and kind of have
To be the
that
best,
grit
yeah.
To be the best.
I think you do, and that's what scared me off of like becoming a neurosurgeon.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm never. If I chose that, I'm not saying the path is still open to a degree. You know, I'm not gonna say becoming a neurosurgeon because a lot of people are like. I remember I had some guy comment on one of my videos like, "Oh, the audacity to think you."
I remember that.
The audacity to think you could become a neurosurgeon, like, and you're not even in med school yet. And I was like.
Some guy commented that.
Well, people don't
that,
understand my upbringing too. My little brother, like dealing with neurological disorders, like that's like infinite motivation.
Nobody knows. The thing is, like,
Yeah.
especially with social media, like nobody knows.
Nobody, and I'm not gonna like play with that all the time. I mean, you can make videos with my brother and stuff, and I like doing that sometimes, but it's also, I don't want it to be I don't think that's my character. That's not all my character is. So
Right.
like, I'm not gonna make a bunch of videos about that. Maybe it's a good place for me to make content and stuff and like bring him up more. But anyway, it's like I knew if I did that, it was gonna be full consumption of like the person, and that's like anything super hard. But a part of me also likes being consumed by things. But I just want to make sure it's something I'm passionate about because I feel like that passion slowly undwindled as time went on. I kind of lost focus of what I was really doing because I got so focused in like just getting good grades. Like it didn't matter, it's just like succeeding the small scale. You get so obsessed with that you lose like touch with the big picture of what you really want. So
Definitely.
I just wanted to make sure I didn't do that. But yeah, most very hard things in life are going to require absolute consumption. And you guys probably saw me do that with jiu-jitsu too. I was trying to get good at jiu-jitsu. It was every day. It was 2-3 times a day.
Yeah, going all in will
Cycle,
have detrimental
And you
effects.
became extremely good. Yeah.
I did become very good fast, but it's like you just gotta make sure that's what you want. And I feel I did want, like, I still want jiu-jitsu, but whatever injuries, destiny, I don't know what you want to call it, took me off that path of completely continuing jiu-jitsu, because right now I'd probably be an instructor, and that would be my thing. I'm like working on with social media too, but I can't like do jiu-jitsu, so it is what it is. But maybe I'll go back down there. But I want to make sure whatever I do next is like I'm committed to the journey.
Right.
Because I want
What? The next thing you go all in?
Yeah, because I feel like that's where, and I was thinking about this with you too, like dubstep in music could be something that incorporates into, because that's something you love, right?
Right.
It could be something that incorporates in your big plan of whatever is going to make you
Definitely.
successful. Maybe you're a club owner, I don't know, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But it just has to be something you love. And for me right now, I'm having difficulty finding what I love. Like to say I love something is very, very, it's very strong,
Right.
And I'm not sure what I love anymore because I've tested so many things and got involved in them, and then I got taken out of them, and it was
Right.
like, right now I'm just in a phase where it seems messy,
You're doing the right thing though, is trying all these things. Like
Yeah.
we're at the age, like we were saying, where you can try, risk, fail, and you can still be fine.
Yeah.
And that's
That's
very
where I'm
important
at.
to
It's
like
huge.
dip your toes in different lakes.
Yeah, it's like trying and then just finding those things you do love, and then like how many of those can you like keep in your life, like in the long term, that can actually stay. So like that's you got to test it out.
You got to test it out for sure. Because lifting is one of those I know I'm going to keep in no matter what I do.
Right.
But what else? What else is that going to be?
Yeah, and like going
you're
all
checking.
going all in can like be detrimental, but like a lot of time you don't see the detrimental effects that maybe it had on that person that went all in. Like you only see the successes, like the wins,
right.
but you don't see like the cost that for that person to be the best. Like you could make your content all about med school and being like this med school guy, but what effects did that have on your social circle and your life? You could make your page all about Mikey and like dealing with a brother who lived with like neurological issues, but what effects would that have? Or like jiu-jitsu, there's always some effects.
There's always some effects.
You pick and choose.
Yeah, you have to pick and choose, and I think it's easy to see that some of the people who have success, obviously, but it's like everybody who's truly happy or like truly loves what they do at the end of the day, they pick something that they love. It doesn't, all the external shit's like it's just like a delusion, like a nice car, all that stuff. I've never given a fuck about any of that stuff because it's like you want to wake up every day and do something you're passionate about, and that gives you infinite energy for life. You're always just doing something you love, and you're gonna have times where it doesn't feel as good, but it's still at the end of the day something you love and you truly believe in. And I think that's number one. So I'm just trying to figure out what I love, and that's what it is for all of us.
I think chasing passion is the number one.
The number
but it's
one.
so hard to be like, what is my passion?
Yeah,
like, and then it stems into purpose. It's like there's so many like dominoes that certain like things can knock over. And it's at our age, it's impossible to actually find out what your purpose is.
Yeah, some people do find it and they love it and they chase it, but it depends,
Yeah.
Depends for sure.
Oh yeah, I think that was a great pod, a great episode.
Me too, yeah.
Appreciate you guys having me.
Every time we have a guest on, just one closing remark, any quotes you want to leave, any advice, like literally anything that comes to mind that you would close out with.
I would just say like get it in. Like no matter what it is, you have a passion project, you have like a certain goal. You just have to get it in. Like it doesn't have to be every day, but you have to cut out some time in the week. Like I know like I have friends that have said like, oh, I'm unhappy in this current situation. Set goals that will guide you to where you want to be. Be extremely specific on the steps you need to take, which ChatGPT, Claude, these things can facilitate exact schedules to actually accomplish these goals, and just get it in. Just do an hour a day. Do 3 hours a week. Like whatever it may be, snowball to that ultimate goal, and stuff will change in front of your face. Like I haven't had any catastrophic like events, not catastrophic, that's a negative term, but I haven't had any like catalyst events that have actually like come to fruition yet. But like through my kind of experience with maybe like a tough degree where I'm like get it in, do well on the test, or like for example the half marathon for me, the training, I was like holy shit, I'm slowly accumulating to this person I've never been before. Just get it in. That's my
No, I
little
love
two
that,
cents.
man. Yeah.
It's a good message, Chase.
Thanks,
here.
Chase.
We'll have you back on
Appreciate
sometime
you,
soon,
boys.
man. Of course.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming on.